This episode of Dr. Drew After Dark is brought to you by Calm.com, Stamps.com, and Embark. But I'll tell you a little more about that later. Now let's get on with the show. Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children. Hey everybody, welcome to Dr. Drew After Dark. We appreciate you being part of the show. I do appreciate the emails and the voice messages as well. The voice messages, of course, at 818-253-1693. And the emails at drdrewafterdark@gmail.com. Love doing this show. Love the support. So keep being a part of it. And if you have ideas for shows or people you want me to interview, send the emails and voice messages in with some suggestions as well. Speaking of which, high demand interview, Dr. Drew After Dark, Enny. Enny is here.
Yo.
Thank you for joining me.
We here.
So we here, and I think, again, fans of Your Mom's House know you.
Yes.
And that's sort of what we're doing here. We're digging into the bowels of our organization and putting everybody up in front of the camera and on the mic. Speaking of bowels, that's sort of one of your primary problems, isn't it? That's
right.
what you're famous for.
No shit November. Let's go. I did it.
You did it.
I really did it.
So this was a volitional, this was very much like the sober October for you, except this is a no shit November.
That's true. That's a good way. That's
No
a good
shit.
Comparison. Yeah.
So you chose to not evacuate your bowels for a month.
That's right.
It didn't just happen to you. You. This was an exertion of willpower.
Well, I was like halfway through the month because I've been starting ever since the show. I never paid attention to how often I go, anything.
Until you got around those guys, and then they started wondering why you didn't shit up the bathroom the way they did.
I think it just came up on like when the last time was, and I said, I don't know.
So again, we got.
What do you mean?
Hold on, just as is normally the discussion in the workplace. When was the last time you take it down? So a lot of brown talk, a lot of white talk here at YMH. Okay, so no doubt that came up in the course of usual conversation at work.
Right.
And what'd you say the first time they asked you? Did you know there was a problem? Were you embarrassed?
No, I had no idea it was weird because I've always done that. It's been since I was a kid.
And so what'd you tell them?
I said I don't know, and they're like, "What do you mean you don't know?" And I was
Who was most upset?
Definitely Christina. She definitely, her mom vibes were pretty.
Oh, that's not her mom vibes. That's your mom's house vibes.
Yeah.
You understand
That's
that
true.
she is preoccupied with that stuff. She
That's
likes
true.
the brown, and so somebody who doesn't, have similar love or appreciation, it's very, very moving to her. And so Christina was one of those most affected, and so she started drilling in.
Yeah. She asked, "Well, how often do you usually go?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe like once every other week or so. Like it depends, like how." And she's like, "What?" But I didn't know, because to me, I always hear people saying you should go 3 times a day after.
Yeah, the people that go 3 times a day actually concern me more than you, because the people that are going 3 times a day are like preoccupied, and they tend to get a little bit weirded out if they're not going 3 times a day, which is ridiculous.
So what you're saying is that
I haven't gotten there yet. I'm not saying anything yet. You got to listen carefully.
Right.
I'm just saying that it's a little more concerning to me when people are preoccupied like that.
Okay.
I'm still doing your assessment. We're going to figure out what's going on with you yet.
All right.
So generally speaking, when people are preoccupied and freaked out about their bowel movements, Christina's more, to be fair, her preoccupation is for comedic interest, to be fair. But she enjoys it so much it gets a little unnatural and a little uncomfortable, let's be fair. But okay, it's predominantly comedic. It's not. Does she, by the way, give on how often her movements are? Did anybody ever ask her?
It was normal, right?
I mean, she lets us know when she has diarrhea and stuff. I mean,
of course,
you know,
this is the custom.
that's news.
Normal.
That's news for us.
It's news. You ever had diarrhea?
Yeah.
And has that become it's such a change? Is it disturbing to you?
You got to think about it.
I don't know.
You don't know for sure if you've had diarrhea.
It's not. I mean, I guess
This man is not anally preoccupied. You understand?
What an enigma you are.
No, I think it's good.
Nothing
So
I
far,
do.
I'm signing off. So hang on. So keep going.
Yeah, I guess whenever I get food poisoning, it happens.
And
but
is
it's
it
not common at all.
disturbing to you because it's such a departure from your usual? that part of your body, evacuation of that part of your body is not something that is it's not on the plate. It's not something you think about.
No.
How about urination? Is that something you have to concern yourself with? You know, like that's just when it comes, no big deal.
When it comes,
I'm signing off on all this. I like this. I worry that you're not taking enough bulk for that to be good for you. To really be every other week or something is a little bit on the extreme side. Yeah. Are you constipated when it does happen?
What does that mean exactly again? I know that it.
Yeah, because okay. Is it hard and difficult to get out, or does it come out pretty?
Kinda. It's not. So I think it was when I was a kid, but again, I think my body.
I'm sliding back now. So, but did you withhold it when you were a kid?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. When I was a kid, well, it started as an inconvenience because I'll never forget this exact situation. I don't remember where we were going, but me and my mom had to go somewhere, and she was like, hurry up. I was in the bathroom going, and she was like, hurry up, we need to go. And so for me, I'm like, well, let me just pinch this off and we'll get out of here.
Because you were at that point sort of not concerned with that part of your body. There was no preoccupation.
I was too young to even.
No big deal.
No,
you're surprised people aren't very young, preoccupied with. But go ahead. So no big deal. Pinching off
And so for me, that meant to me that if it's an inconvenience, if I don't need to do it. Basically.
Did it not go well, the pinching off procedure?
No, it was fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
But then you thought to yourself, why don't I have more control over this?
No, I thought to myself, why do I ever do this? Like,
why do I ever do this?
Like, if I don't need to sit on the toilet right now, why do I ever need to go?
Did your mom in any way like humiliate you or shame you for taking too long or anything?
Not that I remember, but
it was just this is a practical issue for you. Like we're gonna take care of this pragmatic problem and never do it again. Like, why make this stuff come out of you? It's just such an inconvenience.
Because I'm not one of those people that like takes their phone in and like reads or whatever.
Is it a long procedure when it does happen?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. How long are we talking?
It's 15 minutes.
How many flushes?
20 minutes, at least 6.
6 flushes.
Yeah.
6 flushes. Excuse me. 6 flushes. Nadav, comments?
Yeah, it's always amazing to hear Enny talk about his bathroom rituals. It's just so alien to me.
Did you know? Well, we haven't established yet what comes out, so alien may be.
I have heard this before, and it made me laugh just as hard as the first time.
So 6 flushes. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. I worry. Again, generally speaking, from a health standpoint, people that say that lingering in your gut is somehow festering or doing bad things to you. No, that is all outside your body. It's a tube that's outside your body, and that tube is designed to essentially just pull the water out, your colon.
Outside your body? What do you mean?
It's a tube. Your mouth is outside your body, right? Mouth is not inside my body.
Right.
It's a tube that goes through my body.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So colon is outside your body. It's within, it's contained within, but the actual inside of the colon is outside the body. And so things that sit in there are in the outside world. They communicate directly with the outside world. Okay, and that colon is only designed to take out water. It's really all it's designed for. And theoretically, you kind of want things to kind of move through there. Things like colon polyps and colon cancers and things like that. If it doesn't have, we don't know for sure, but it looks like the bulk that it's working on helps it move it through and helps reduce the risk of polyps and things. So I worry about that for you. I would sort of say, maybe some more bulk, maybe get it over to once a week, some Metamucil or maybe a softener so it's not a 15-minute procedure. And by the way, why don't you bring in a book? You have to really concentrate?
I think I purposely just disassociate. Like I just don't want to do it. I don't want to be there. So I just pretend like it didn't happen. That's why I don't remember when the last one is, because I'm not there.
So when you go to make this procedure, you're out of body?
Yeah.
You're out of body.
It's an out of body experience.
It's an out of body experience.
I mean, like you said, the colon is out of the body.
The colon technically is outside the body, but your brain is still in your body. It's still supposed to function. So we're outside the body when...
Yeah.
Nadav, thank you for this interview, by the way. I appreciate you.
No, thank you. Thank you both.
So
I apologize.
Oh God, Christina. Oh, this is the best for her. This is like, it's a good thing it's around Christmas. It's Christmas for her. It's so good. All right. So there are some minor health concerns here. And again, the way I kind of think about the colon is that it kind of needs something to work on. You know what I mean? And you've given it like too much, where it's compacting everything, and that's not. It's not good for the reasons people often think is that there's something left behind. No, it's just kind of better for the lining of the colon when it's pushing things through. Let's just kind of think of it that way. But again, we're talking about optimum health versus whatever. How old are you now?
28.
Yeah,
29 soon.
So you don't have to worry about those. Is there any colon cancer in your family or anything of that sort?
I have no idea. So, I don't think so.
Does everybody in your family dissociate when it comes to discussions about your bowels? So you dissociate now. So let's talk about that. Are there other situations where you just sort of disconnect, dissociate?
Yeah, I think that's probably just a common thing that I do kind of all the time. Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I think ever since I saw The Matrix, you know, and you get that idea of, oh my God, this could just all be like a simulation.
So the fact that we're in a simulation freaked you out, traumatized you.
I don't know if it freaked me. It made me want to try other things. It like test it, you know,
like hallucinogens.
No, hallucinogens do increase that thought, but no, it made me want to try like to test it, you know, like to test fate, I guess. If it really is a simulation. By holding your stool in as long as possible? Like that. That's honestly a good example. Do you do other
things, like when you burn your hand, like you're G. Gordon Liddy or something?
I do a lot of yeah. Oh. I do. I think every habit that I have is like something that people, you know, hear and they're like,
okay, so I'm sort of admire and horrified simultaneously.
That's good.
So give me an example of one of those.
Oh boy. Well, I think for the past maybe 8 days, I've had nothing but pizza. Just pizza only, like breakfast, lunch,
Is this
dinner.
Some sort of challenge for yourself?
No. I just like I tried eating healthy for a while, and it was like, I don't know, maybe a couple days or so, and it was just
maybe we're not in a simulation, but maybe you're a simulation.
Interesting.
So you may not be in a simulation. You may be the simulation.
I am the simulation?
In the real world.
Jesus.
Chew on that when you're smoking out tonight. So anyway, so what else? Give me that one. I'm not impressed with.
All right.
So not horrified with that. You're 29. You can 28, 29?
20, almost 29. Yeah.
It's interesting. People your age are sort of minimalist, and they like thinking about the simulation. You're not uncommon that way. You're just taking it to an extreme. But keep going. You don't ever burn yourself or hurt yourself and try to see what you can tolerate or anything like that.
No.
Do you ever do like extreme activities, sports or rock climbing or anything where you're dangerous activities? All right. And so when you say you're kind of out of it and dissociate, what are we talking about?
Like, because I mean, when I had that thought of this could all be a simulation, my mind went to, I could be a different character. I could be a different person, right? Because when I was a kid, I was like, I was bad. It was big depression and all that. So it was a lot to... Why? I mean, being a teenager, right? Isn't that just kind of what you go through being a teenager?
Yeah, it can be. But I mean, it can also be reasons. I mean, if you're calling big depression, I mean... I had pretty big depression around 19. I had a million reasons for it. Did you have stuff going on that precipitated it?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it was social. Just like I didn't have anywhere to fit. You know?
Yeah. Identity. I think not enough is made of identity formation for males, particularly during their teen years. You just don't know what you are in the world.
A big part of it was
and you were in the simulation. It must have been extra worse for you.
Right. A big part of it, I think, was being mixed.
Mixed race?
Yeah.
So you didn't belong. You didn't get to belong anywhere.
Yeah, I didn't have like a culture or a home.
What are you?
I'm white, black, Filipino. I don't know what. Or Italian. I don't know what black and Filipino.
Yeah.
But
were you ostracized from some community because you weren't enough of whatever?
All of them, yeah. Because Filipino, I mean...
this was sort of that time when everyone was starting to identify strongly with something, right?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
so basically I was too white for the black kids, and the white kids just saw me as black, and
and the Filipinos...
Asian kids, there's no way, I don't look Asian. You're okay. Sure you are, but... Yeah, you like math, we get it. Okay.
Did you like math?
I love math.
Oh, see,
yeah, I'm great.
You could have stuck your territory right there.
That was the thing. I wanted, out of all the kid groups in school, I wanted to get with the Asian kids because I liked everything that they liked. I liked math, and I played video games and anime, and they were like, "No, you're black, bro."
How did you get out of that?
Out of what?
Out of that dilemma. Did you find an identity somewhere? Or you just formed your own?
That was the thing. I formed my own. I decided to become
a lot of the stuff you
character.
do, I admire. I really admire.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Everybody here makes me feel.
Well, these are assholes here. The only assholes work here. Come on, give me a break.
Like I'm a monster.
What are you talking about?
The interview's going so well.
We always applaud you, Enny.
Yeah. And where'd you grow up?
L.A., but basically South Orange County. Yeah, mostly in South Orange County. Mission Viejo. Yeah.
Okay. So it's more white and Asian there too.
All white.
Yeah. Well, it's a big Asian through Irvine.
In Irvine. But where I lived, it was all white people. Like they had I remember they did an assembly when after lunch one time they were like, we need the following names to come to the big whatever where they had of all the assemblies.
Yeah.
And they named off all these names, and I was on the list, and so I'm like, oh god, like what did I do?
Yeah.
And we're going in there, and there's just me and like 13 other black kids sitting on these bleachers in a huge assembly room. And it's like they were going to do this whole performance or something, but for all the black kids to talk about, we should go to college and be a better person or whatever. It was going to be like that. But there were 15 of us. So they're like, let's just move this to the office. And they just had 15 black kids in a conference room. They're talking to us about college and shit. That was my school.
Did you go to college?
Barely. I did just to do like certification and stuff, but not like degrees or anything.
All right, you got a whole list of things there for me.
I do.
Let's get into this.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a lot of these interviews. One of them was the Kelsey Cook interview.
You want to ask about orgasms?
Yeah.
Ah, shocking.
Yeah. You talked to
shocking. I'm so surprised.
So
we got to get Kelsey back just to explore that particular clip. Got so much traction.
It's very interesting.
Nadav, I think we're going to bring Kelsey back just to discuss orgasm, or maybe maybe a little round table of women to discuss their differences, because that would be very interesting.
That sounds like a show.
Yeah, let's do it. Set that up, please. Okay. Look forward to that in the new year.
My question was, you mentioned the refractory period.
Yeah.
That's when you can again. Right?
Correct. So males have an absolute refractory period, generally speaking, where it stops and it's not going to happen for a little while. Some women don't have any refractory period.
Wow.
It's a superpower.
That's got to be amazing.
Yeah. You sure you're in the simulation? Maybe this is real. It's real biology. Yeah. So they can go bing, 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 one after the other, and essentially until they're exhausted. And Kelsey claimed 10. And it's funny. And the women are also different from one another. The half of them go, she's lying.
Right.
And the other half go, how come I can only do 3? And then there's a tiny percentage that are just like her, or even more. There's some that are even more, can go repeat more than 10.
Doesn't that hurt at a point?
Yeah, they just get exhausted, and it does get uncomfortable. Yes. Good thinking. So you're not in simulation. You're connected to reality.
I'm not falling for this. I know. I see all these lights. I get. You're not gonna get me. I know I'm in this. In this. But
that's okay.
My question was
about Kelsey again.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still with Kelsey.
My question was, can you alter the refractory period by using
medication or substance or something,
or anything like that?
Really interesting question. All I can think of is make the refractory worse or longer. I can't think of ways you can make it better. So, I'll take it back. There are some people that respond to certain sort of stimulatory antidepressants or psychotropic medication where they suddenly can do this. It's rare, but it happens. So the answer is yes, it can be altered, but not reliably. You want to have multiple orgasms? What you want to be like Kelsey?
Don't we all?
Well, let's bring her in here and see if we can just talk you and chat you up a little bit.
Tips?
See if she can help you. But we will. But mostly it's medications that make it worse. Yeah. So yes, we can make it worse. Yes, we can adjust it. Hard to make it better. And it's really impossible. Well, Not impossible. It's very difficult to go for women to go to one type of orgasmic function to another. In other words, most women don't have orgasms with intercourse.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They need some sort of direct something.
Stimulation. Yeah.
Right. That's about 60, 70%. And that other 30% are women that can sometimes with intercourse, sometimes not. And then within that, there's a group that's like always with intercourse, only with intercourse, and find direct stimulation uncomfortable, undesirable,
only
including oral sex. And Kelsey kind of hinted at that she was sort of in that category.
Wow.
I
mean, that'd be a lot easier, right? Jeez. Only.
So you got to you got to hunt for the unicorn. You have to stop worrying about your bowels and go on the hunt for the unicorn. So yeah, so that's that's sort of how it's all put together. And I have heard of some women after childbirth becoming more sensitive, more towards the intercourse stage. Occasionally that happens.
Why do you think that would be?
It's stretching the nerves in that area or changing the anatomy somehow. Because no one really knows why there's any of these categories. It's hard to then know why somebody would move from one to the other. It's just that women are wired different. We don't know, for instance, do women get set up that way because of some developmental thing or some emotional thing or something about their autonomic nervous system, or is it just strictly their anatomy down there and that's how it works? We don't know. We don't know.
And for guys, I know, isn't if you don't get circumcised, you're more sensitive?
So they say.
Is that
what definitely is shown is that there's not as much squamous, there's this keratinized skin, like that's what's on my palm. There's more of that if you have been circumcised. But the calls we used to get on Loveline all the time were certainly not about it was rarely about it takes me too long. It was always, I'm too sensitive. So being more sensitive is not something most guys were looking for. And that whole sensitivity issue is sort of a non thing. And males are pretty easy. I mean, they're not all Josh, right?
All right.
That's an outlier. He is evidence of the simulation.
It's got to be nice.
Okay.
Got to be nice.
I don't know about Josh, nice? You want to get on the horn there? It's nice? I doubt it.
Come on, man. You can go all night?
No.
It's all right.
It's not right?
He said it's all right.
It's all right. I don't believe him.
All right.
I will get to him eventually. Don't you worry. Okay, what else is on your list there?
Okay, so this one comes. Actually, all of these come from.
Oh wait, speaking of sensitivity, before you get to yours,
yeah.
What is this with not wearing condoms?
I mean, I don't like them.
Who does? Nobody loves them.
I don't do things I don't want to do. You know.
Like shitting.
It's exactly. I'm consistent at least.
You are consistent. So you want to get an STD? That's something you don't want to do, right? So which do you not want to do more? Get an STD or wear a condom? That's sort of what you got to weigh out in your head.
I don't like this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, which STDs are out there that can't be cured?
Cured, we can turn AIDS into a chronic illness. We can cure most hepatitis C, which is rarely sexually transmissible. Herpes we cannot cure, but it's not hurting anybody. It's not that big a deal.
Okay.
There are resistant gonorrheas coming up that are very difficult to treat, can have complications.
Like super gonorrhea.
Super gonorrhea. Got something for your ass.
Fuck.
And HPV. HPV, if you're unlucky enough to get that, that's the one that causes cancer. Right? Did you get the vaccine for HPV? Did your parents vaccinate you?
Yes,
you should find
I'm
out
pretty sure.
You should find out if you got that vaccine, because that's actually a big deal, and you can take it now if you need it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so that's a big deal. That would be silly to get exposed to cancer if you don't need to. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing. And other than that, it's the usual suspects. Not good for you. You can have complications of any of them, right?
Right.
But I get it. It's you're not unusual in your thinking. A lot of young people have gotten very cavalier about this.
Yeah, no, I think I am still kind of like just a big kid. I think that's how I kind of take the whole world. Actually, that's the thing about when I'm saying I'm disassociating is I feel like I'm still a kid. Like
you're daydreaming and that kind of thing when you dissociate.
I don't know.
Is it a concentration problem?
It could be that. It could be that because it's like when you're staring off, when you are daydreaming, and then you focus on what you're looking at and you realize, oh, I'm here in this situation. I do that like 100 times a day. It's always like that. But I don't know if it's daydreaming though. I'm not.
Has it gotten
there.
better since you quit weed?
I don't think so. No.
How long ago did you quit weed?
About 3 months ago, because I was seeing a therapist and she mentioned, told her about my memory loss, and she mentioned, she was like, do you smoke weed? And I was like, yeah. She's like, when did you start? I was like, I think 6th grade.
Oof.
She's like,
oh, that may be a lot of this stuff.
She's like, you don't think that maybe altered the memory? I was like, does weed alter your memory?
It alters your brain.
I guess
now,
so.
It probably doesn't do it permanently, though. The younger the exposure, the more questions there are about that. Did you start heavily right away?
No, not heavily. It was one of those things. Kids were doing it. I was like, why not?
Were you ever a regular user?
Like regular as in like
daily?
Once a week or
daily?
Whatever. Not daily. No. So it was maybe 2-3 times a week or so.
That shouldn't have an effect on much of anything except the fact that you started so early. That's the only thing I would say might be a part of it.
I'm so mad I did it too because there's really no point behind it. It was literally just cuz like it was there, you know.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, people the culture would tell you it has zero risk.
Of course,
it's just not zero risk. That's all.
It's an herb.
Yeah, it's a natural herb. It's like things like Amanita phalloides that you can lick and then die in an hour.
Speaking of drugs, do you think there is a healthy amount of, let's say, cocaine that you could?
Let's just say cocaine.
Let's just say cocaine. Just drugs. So I know you're not supposed to do drugs,
right?
But
is there a healthy amount of drugs?
Is there could you do, let's say, just a bump a day, a week, a day? And you're just fine. Like it's not the best idea.
A couple things. Has it added to your constipation? Because it can constipate.
Well, maybe not for me, but my friend. Has it added to my friend's constipation?
Yeah, somebody else in the simulation. Has it added to your friend's constipation?
My friend's constipation has not been affected by this coke snorting.
Is there any history of alcoholism or addiction in the friend's biological heritage?
Yep.
Okay, so that'd be the main risk. That'd be the main concern. And do you think that your friend, does he or she feel that they may have inherited? They have a sense that they might have inherited that potential, or they feel like I'm not really that kind of
the addictive personality,
addictive biology. Yeah, we call it. Does he or she feel like maybe I have a whiff of that grandpa had or whatever? Like I worry about myself that maybe that's part of my thing.
I think so, but not as much as his father.
Right. So you've got your friend has some sort of genetic variance, some proclivity. So that was my sense of your friend. And I would say that your friend, let's call him him.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of argument.
I think he identifies as a male.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not. Is he not? He's binary, non-binary.
I think he's binary.
Binary. He's him. I don't have to say they or anything.
No, he's good. He's a cool guy.
He is a cool guy. I can tell already, but I just don't. I don't want to offend him with the improper preferred gender pronoun. So that would be a main risk, that it would somehow kick in a biology, which it can do that. Though the powdered intranasal cocaine is not as likely to do that. Crack would definitely do that. Or any smoked form of cocaine, it would be on. Okay, so that is one of the more powerful inducer with people who even have mild genetic burdens. You don't want to do the smoked cocaine. The once a day would worry me, but it would also worry me not just from the standpoint of addiction, is that it puts the risk of heart disease and stroke on the table, even for people without the ongoing. It can cause it can cause clots in clean arteries, right? So you may not have ongoing narrowing of the arteries from cholesterol deposition. It can cause a spasm in the artery, and it also affects the stickiness of the platelets, so it can reduce flow and cause a clot. So I would worry about your friend having a heart attack or a stroke doing this on a regular basis. Now, on a very occasional basis, it still would worry me, but it's hard to make that case so much. certainly would take an aspirin a day when you're doing that. But he's doing that, whoever it is.
By very occasional, do you mean like once a week?
That kind of thing, or less, preferably. Yes.
Less, preferably.
Yeah, because once a week can quickly start to escalate. It's like tobacco. It has a similar kind of like you start thinking about it, you start going out more, and it just has a way of creeping up on you. And it's not healthy. So for me as a doctor, I can't recommend to your friend any of it. so there you go. And so we have to. Did you do hallucinogens? Let's sort of talk about brain damage for a second here.
My friend?
Your friend. Did he do hallucinogens?
He did.
He has the memory problem, right?
He does.
Yeah.
And he did do hallucinogens, and he said it was a trip.
He liked it?
No, as in like it.
He liked hallucinogens? The experience.
A little bit, but it was more of a scary thing because it brought out that, again, not just the I can't think of the simulation.
Oh yeah.
Not just because of the simulation.
It made it seem more like a simulation. Yeah.
It made it seem more like a simulation, and the disassociativeness is just
got worse. How many times was he exposed to hallucinogens?
Not many. Just a couple.
How about ecstasy?
No.
Were those hallucinogen exposures large amounts, like a large dose?
I don't know. What would be considered a large dose?
It's hard to tell. How long did the trip last?
About 16 hours.
Ooh.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. Did he have any panic after that or anxiety in the days following?
No, not afterwards. Just at the end. Because at the end it was like, you know, when you're coming off of something and you're like, you talk about, oh my God, that was so crazy. Here's what I thought. Here's what I experienced. He was in that state and realized that, oh my God, it's not done. Like, tried to talk about, oh, this was so nuts. I was thinking this.
Did it feel locked into it?
Yes.
Like I'm never coming
back.
So that is called post-hallucinogenic perceptual disorder. And that is it's just a thing that happens from large doses or repeated doses, and it's associated with depression down the road. Do you have depression? Does he have depression?
Tons.
Yeah.
I have tons. Yeah.
Oh, so
we can get to me on that. That's legal.
So depression's
legal. So I have that.
Got it. So I would really talk to your therapist about the connection between hallucinogen exposure and depression, because that really needs medication oftentimes to cool out, and it might also help with the daydreaming and all that stuff, or the dissociations that you're calling it. That all could get better. The kinds of injury that I see from hallucinogens, usually mood and memory are very common pieces of it. So the memory, again, is also maybe part of that, and also gets better with medication. So the whole thing can get better. Yeah. And you just got to think of it like I had too many concussions or something. Just think about it that way. Like, what did you play football? No. I mean, if you played sports, you got a bunch of concussions, and then you're 30 and you start having, you'd want to treat that, right? Just think about it kind of the same way.
That's true. That's funny, actually. I only didn't do football
because you worried about the concussion?
No, I only didn't do football as a kid because they mentioned that you had to get a physical before going into football.
And they'd find out how often you took a shit, and that would be the end of that?
I just knew they were going to find something. Or they were going to say, hey, you need to take this shot before because you're due for this. I'm like, no, I don't want
Why not?
that.
You just said yes to the HPV vaccine. You just went, all right.
Oh, yeah, that's a shot.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't like shots?
I forgot about that.
You don't like
No.
The last time
I got a shot, remember, I don't know if you remember, I had the elbow, the motorcycle accident.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? That was me. And yeah, he had to drain the blood out with an even bigger shot.
Yeah,
it was like a shot that had a shot in it.
Yeah.
And I remember I asked him if I could cuss while he did it because I can't.
That's way worse than the little tiny needle for the vaccines.
Okay.
Way worse.
All right.
Way. Like, you probably won't even feel the vaccine. You'd feel the stuff going in because it's kind of a vaccine that stings a little bit, but you won't feel the shot part.
My mom used to call it the pinch and a punch.
Yeah.
Like
Was she a nurse?
And then it punch.
Was she a nurse?
No.
That's sort of a typical thing.
Oh.
It's time to take a quick break so I can tell you about our first sponsor. It is Calm. They say it takes 2 months to form a habit, and if you're making a resolution this year, it is a new year. That can feel like a long time to wait to see results. But with Calm, it takes 5 minutes a day to feel better, calmer, and get ready to face whatever this year throws at you. Here's the app. It's on my phone. They have Daily Calm, Train Your Mind, How to Meditate, and some really just very calming sounds, and you can use it even for sleep. And of course, Calm is the #1 app for sleep, relaxation, and meditation. Again, this is the app. It's awesome. Sleep stories. Calm has sleep stories, which are like bedtime stories for adults. They can help you fall into a deep, natural sleep in just minutes. Stories are narrated by iconic voices like LeVar Burton and Nick Offerman. They have soothing music from artists like Sam Smith, guided meditations, breathing exercises, and so much more to keep you relaxed and stress-free. And again, the app is easy to navigate. It really is well done. And if you go to Calm, CALM.com/DRDREW, that's Dr. Drew, you'll get a limited time offer of 40% off Calm Premium subscriptions, which include hundreds of hours of programming. Over 60 million people use Calm. Join them today and accomplish your goals tomorrow. For listeners of this show, Calm is offering a special limited time promotion. It's 40% off a Calm Premium subscription at calm.com/Dr. Drew. Again, that is 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library, and new content is added every week. Get started today at calm.com/Dr. Drew, CALM.com/DRDREW. Next up is Stamps.com, and of course it's a new year, everybody, and let's face it, most New Year's resolutions are hard to keep. Get more exercise, save more money. Well, one resolution to be easy to keep is stop wasting time and money by going to the post office. Use Stamps.com instead. With Stamps.com, you can do anything you can do at the post office right from your computer with your own printer. Plus, Stamps.com gives you something you can't get at the post office, that is big discounts on postage. Stamps.com brings you all the services of the U.S. Postal Service right to your computer. Anything you can do in the post office, you can do at home with Stamps.com. My wife is an early adopter of Stamps.com. She used to print out stamps, pictures of my kids on it. I thought she was like a counterfeiter. And she was into it, using it, and we've used it ever since. And with Stamps.com, it's a no-brainer. You save time, you save money. It's no wonder that over 700,000 small businesses already use Stamps.com. So give yourself a resolution you can actually keep this year. Stop going to the post office and go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with my promo code Dr. Drew, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Again, that scale you just plug into your computer, so you can really determine exactly what the postage is for any given package or letter, something I'm always confused about. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Dr. Drew, and you get that no-risk special offer, including a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a digital scale. That is Stamps.com, promo code DRDREW, Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. Well, next up is our friends at Embark. Maybe you have a shelter dog, for instance. You've always wondered what kind of dog it is. I did Embark genetic testing on my dog. We were worried about genetic issues, and thankfully he was free of these genetic problems. And we always wondered about his genetic heritage. It turns out he's a purebred Australian Shepherd to the extent that they can be that. And he's just a nut, that's all. But there's nothing genetically wrong with him. But it was very reassuring. And, we worry about his diet and that sort of thing. And it is something that genetic testing is something we do with adults, certainly in our medical care. And now we can do it with our pets as well. Now, every new dog tested with Embark contributes to their research into discovering and treating new genetic diseases for dogs. It's the only dog DNA test that performs research-grade DNA testing. It allows the veterinarian researchers to conduct groundbreaking research to extend the lives of all dogs. And of course, we all want to contribute to that. Over 50% of dogs are either at risk or a carrier of genetic disease, and the panels at Embark screens for over 170 genetic diseases which can be present in many breeds, whether mixed or purebred. Embark is the only company with the stellar customer service and vets and veterinarian geneticists on staff to talk through your results. It's really important about genetic testing is you have your proper counseling afterwards, and these guys provide exactly that. They are the best in the class DNA test. They are the number one highest rated by customers, and it was developed, of course, by PhDs and veterinarians. And right now, Embark, E-M-B-A-R-K, has an exclusive offer you cannot get anywhere else. Go to embarkvet.com, so it's E-M-B-A-R-K-V-E-T, embarkvet.com right now. Use promo code DREW, not Dr. Drew, just D-R-E-W, and you will save 15% off your dog DNA test kit. Visit embarkvet.com, use promo code DREW to save. And now let's get back to the show. So I'm having I've got to get some voicemails and stuff, but you have more questions for me. I have a whole page there.
I have a lot.
Yeah,
so
let's get to this.
It really depends on how much time you got.
Let's go. I want to get some voicemails and stuff, but go ahead.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's a good one. So I saw this procedure. Actually, I've been looking into it for a while. That you can get the color of your iris.
Yeah, don't do that.
Permanently. Oh, don't like. Okay, how risky are we? Like, I could go permanently blind or like just a little blind?
I've decided that screwing with the eyes cosmetically is really a bad idea. You only have 2 eyes. They're good. And screwing with it can only ask for trouble. Why don't you just wear colored contacts if that's important to you?
It's an inconvenience. I just don't want to do it. It's like taking a shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
really bad.
All right.
Really rough. It's like taking a shit. Although the way you do it, it is truly an inconvenience when you finally get to it. I'm not sure the contacts are that much of an inconvenience, but okay. I worry about that procedure. I know it's supposed to be kind of safe. I would just worry about it. I don't know enough about it to really give you a firm nod or not for that.
I mean, I knew it was risky enough because you can't do it in the U.S. Like I heard some model didn't know.
They were doing it, I thought.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
I heard some model had to go to Bolivia or something.
Don't do it.
Or Colombia or something. All right, I won't do it.
What color are you trying to dye your eyes?
I don't know. I feel like I would do good with a hazel, you know?
Like a green.
Nice. Yeah. Light skinned black dude with hazel eyes. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Contacts. Anyway.
Contacts. What about other cool procedures like that are like also maybe come with
cool guy procedures?
Yeah, like procedures that make you maybe look cooler or different.
Cool guy procedures,
but
where you could pull your own tooth out. We saw that.
Oh God. I can't do that video, dude.
No.
Oh my God.
Cool guy procedures.
Yeah, like just stuff that's neat.
You get peck implants or something, or ass implants or anything.
Body modification.
Yeah, maybe split your tongue. Look at these guys.
Oh my God,
what is
not cool.
What is the matter with people? Oh my God, look at the tats and the black. Oh my God.
Wow.
Are we going to show these pictures on the show?
Oh yeah, people are seeing it right now.
Okay, good.
That's nightmarish.
Yeah. No.
I guess that's what he's going after, right?
I think you're good. Keep going. What's on your list then?
Okay, let's see. I was talking about what are actual risks to not shitting for a month, but you told me we're good pretty much.
Yeah, I'd like to see some improvement, but you're not way off. As compared to how you're treated around here, you're good.
I can't believe it. I was losing sleep because everyone was laughing at me. And
laughing,
telling me
that
I was
will
crazy.
Continue. Not crazy. No.
That's so cool.
I'm worried more about your memory and your mood than anything else.
Wait, so sorry, just trying to get clarification on this. So he didn't shit all of November, and you're saying that's okay?
I'm saying I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm saying, compared to what Bert Kreischer does to himself, it's okay.
I'm doing better than Bert?
Yeah, you're doing a little better than Bert. And I would like to see some improvement because there's actually something called toxic megacolon you can get, where your colon can swell up because the contents are too great and it loses its ability to contract. Do you get pain, abdominal pain, when you went for that month?
No.
Yeah.
None.
You're probably okay.
None.
Man, how long was the session at the end of that month?
Oh man, that was a good one. That was
Again.
I feel like I applied it for myself on that. That was one where you have to close the bathroom for the whole day. Can't go in for the night. Yeah, it's one of those.
Do you ever clog the toilets?
All the time.
Like where you have to plunge it?
All the time. That's a common thing. Like before I go to the bathroom anywhere except my house, I make sure there's a plunger there and it's a good one. It's not one of those.
You have to break it up with a stick.
Cup.
You have to break it up.
No, but I always have to. You always have to plunge because I know that I got like a pinching meta. I know when to.
A pinching meta?
Yeah, like I know when to pinch and the right size for the right toilets and.
You're a ninja.
Yeah, it's a science.
You're a feces ninja.
I've been doing this for 28 years, man.
What else on your list?
Okay. Speaking of cool procedures.
Yeah.
So you can make your dick size bigger.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't recommend. I scrubbed in on one of those surgeries once. Not so great.
I don't necessarily want that because when you do that, it makes the hard size bigger, right? Or does it not?
Yeah.
Or does it make both?
Well, it kind of does both. At least the procedure. There's different ways of doing it. The one I scrubbed in on, there's a suspensory ligament that sort of holds the penis against the pelvis, the pubic ramus, and they break that, and then they have you wear weights, so it pulls it out a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, you actually wear weights. Then they also pull down the skin of the penis and sew in cadaver tissue. It looks like a giant Pop-Tart that they sew because it makes the girth more. Yeah, it looks like crazy Pop-Tart. And so the girth is all the time, right? and more when you have an erection, but it's kind of always more girthy. So you're looking to be a shower, not a grower. Is that
exactly? You get it.
Yeah,
you get it. I told people here, and they were like, "Why would you ever want to make your flaccid dick bigger? That makes no sense." Because you gotta show off.
It's showing. It means he's got plenty on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
I'm good to go on the other side.
Yeah, the growing side is good.
Okay.
And so no complaint. No. He's just walking around the gym. He's a little embarrassed. That's all.
Something like that. Yeah. There was a girl in high school that like brushed up against it, and she was just like, "I hope that's not what I thought it was." And I was just like,
"You get affected. You're sensitive. You get affected by stuff."
I'm very sensitive.
See, gentlemen, be careful with this guy. When you give him shit back there, he takes it to heart and doesn't sleep.
I do.
And doesn't shit.
There's just general concern whenever we talk to him about this stuff. Just general concern.
I get
sometimes we laugh.
I get it.
Those conversations.
Okay, let's talk about this angry dad road rage. Can we see this?
Yeah, so we covered this on
YMH. Okay, I've not seen this yet, right?
No, you haven't seen this yet. Okay. Although I am starting to think that road rage is definitely a lane that we show you pretty frequently.
Yeah, I'm feeling that way too, because I feel it already sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, so this guy is an old white angry dad that is I think got cut off in traffic by a Hindu lady, and I think that's all the context you need.
Oh my God! Whatever's coming, I'm not gonna like it. Here we go.
Everybody else?
What did you say?
Take a better picture. Oh. Take a better picture. Close your fucking door.
That's assault. That's
assault. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Touching my door is assault.
Hey, cut me off again like that, you ignorant little cow. I'm going to take a fucking picture of your license plate.
Touching my door is assault. Touching my door is assault.
You fucking entitled little cow.
Touching my door is assault.
Touching my door is assault.
Okay. Touching my door is assault.
You really think you're fucking important, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that? Because you're brown ass?
Ooh.
Brown ass?
Well, he showed her.
Brown ass. What?
Does it go on?
It sure does. Yeah, this gets a little bit better before
it's so uncomfortable.
Who says brown ass?
Who talks
Touching my door is assault.
Touching my door is assault.
Okay.
Are you a fucking retard or what?
Oh my God.
Hey.
Here we go.
Are you a fucking retard?
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Touching my door is assault.
Hey, you already said that, you fucking retard.
Oh my God. Okay, keep going. I want to see this
you
guy
never
get
fucking cut me off
something.
again like that because you think you're more
Call
important than
me a Hindu
else.
one more time. Call me a Hindu one more time.
Who called you a Hindu?
I got it recorded on my phone.
Oh, I did, eh?
Yeah,
I called you a Hindu. I don't think so, hon.
Did he call her Hindu? He called her brown. Yeah.
I think what happened is maybe he said it before she started filming. She's trying to get it again, but he's definitely not behaving for most of this clip. But my favorite interaction happens in this last clip.
Can I just say I hate him so much?
Oh, he's a piece of garbage.
Okay.
Very obvious.
Okay. I know if he's garbage, and I just hate him.
Look at his sunglasses.
Who's this guy or gal? What's going on there?
He's coming to save the day.
Give some space.
Girl.
You know what? Tell this little bitch.
No.
Don't go driving.
Oh.
What?
I said no. I'm not going to tell someone.
You ever cut me off again, and I'll just put you right in the middle of the road.
Okay.
Got that?
That's a deal.
So he tries to involve a stranger. It's like, hey, yeah, tell this dumb, and she's just like, no, and he's so surprised by the reaction.
That everyone's not on his team.
He is, yeah. I mean, because she's white, right? He was like, you're not on my team?
I don't think he's a white supremacist.
What?
Well, he is, by nature, I guess.
He called her a brown ass.
Yeah. He's a white supremacist, doesn't know it kind of guy. But that's not the problem with this guy. He's just a horrible person. That's the least bad thing you can say about him. And that's it.
On people.
Yep, that's it. That's how this road rage ended.
I don't know. I'm not sure I'm signing off on these road ragers.
You deal with road rage a lot?
Do I have it myself?
Not you, but other people. Like, have you ran into situations
Yeah.
where
And to me, yeah, sure. And I just immediately think meth. I just think, gun, meth. Watch out. Life's too short. I couldn't care less. And what I hate about road rage is if I do something accidentally. If I do something where I'm like, okay, he's right, I was an asshole, I'll accept that. But if I didn't see somebody and accidentally cut them off and they make it this willful thing,
right? Like, you ruined my life,
right? It's like, but anyway, I assume if somebody, usually that's not a very aggressive move on my part. It's just an accidental move. I mean, it could be kind of quick and inappropriate, but not aggressive. So I'm assuming if somebody's reacting to that, meth. Or something wrong. So let's get some voice messages here. What do you got for me?
Hi, Dr. Drew. My name is Alex. So I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder at about 13 years old, 14 years old. I was hospitalized at about 15 and 17, obviously complications to that. I'm a little over 21 years old now. I received TMS when I was 18.
Ooh.
Since then, I've felt more stable and more connected to my emotions and stuff. I really feel like that helped with my bipolar disorder. But my problem is, since then, I've had at least two psychotic episodes. Having talked to my therapist and also my psychiatrist at the time. But I now live with my grandmother and her adopted son, who is a paranoid schizophrenic.
Oh my God.
And I was just wondering if there was any risk associated with living with somebody who is a paranoid schizophrenic when you also have mental health issues. We're not related genetically, but we still interact on a daily basis and converse with thoughts or whatever.
Okay. So,
and I just wanted to know if there's any risk factor.
So the risk is not that you're going to somehow infect each other with your illnesses, like your thinking's going to screw each other's thinking up. The risk is you're not properly treated. You just said you had 2 psychotic episodes. If he's not properly treated and you are psychotic together, you could hurt each other. You could become aggressive. You could become irritated. You could start thinking crazy thoughts about each other and hurt each other or your grandmother. So the issue is not you two living together, no problem, properly treated. You said you didn't tell your therapist, you didn't tell your psychiatrist, you got to tell them that you've been unstable. That's the big risk. And then make sure the other guy lives in the house, make sure that he also is properly treated. That's all.
What did he say that he was
he has bipolar
medicated?
Disorder.
No, but he said he was he got TMS,
which is transcranial magnetic stimulation. Magnets.
Oh.
And magnets can change the way electricity is conducted through the brain because magnets cause an electrical current, just the way giving electrical current to the brain with electric shock therapy causes a current. And so it's the same philosophy of treatment, just using magnets as opposed to a direct electrical discharge. And it doesn't cause seizure and that kind of thing. And it can be focused in very specific areas of the brain and stuff. Works really well. And he's living proof of that. Okay, story time. I have a question for you. I hope you can weigh in on. I'm 34. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with Wegener's granulomatosis, which is a disease that eats your nose, essentially. So there's all kinds of
eats your nose.
That's if it goes untreated. It's an autoimmune disease. It attacks the joints, the lungs, the upper respiratory tract stuff. I was in coma for a month. Oh my God, he had ARDS, which is a bad lung infection with his lung stock fills with fluid. Anyway, my rheumatologist and I have tried different meds to manage the chronic joint pain, which is part of Wegener's. So far, little has worked. I have a hot tub and is temporary relief. Otherwise, my options are Vicodin, which I have, but don't want to end up with an issue given I'm so young, taking these for the foreseeable future, right? Tried the devil's lettuce, weed, or edibles. Devil's lettuce? I've never heard weed called
You never
that.
heard it called devil's lettuce?
Never.
Huh.
I'm uncool. And it helps.
No one calls it that anymore.
I live in Atlanta, so of course it isn't the most weed-friendly place. Any new meds I might try? Advice? What about? This is an aging brain. You don't want to have this on top of a memory problem.
Or you can't think of the word. That's all the time.
Yes.
All the time. I literally couldn't think of simulation, and we said it like 27 times.
I know how that works. I get that too. The weed. Come on, Nadav. The weed medication that's commonly prescribed.
CBD.
CBD oil or CBD. One of these things. Try CBD for sure. Well, you can if you want. No, it won't do much for you, I don't think. But for this guy, you can try it topically. You can try it sublingually. There's a lot of different ways you could try CBD for sure that could be really useful. The Vicodin should be just for when you have breakthroughs. I'm a little wondering why you didn't say how you were treated. And I'm guessing you had cytotoxic agents because that's how you treat a severe Wegener's, at least back in the day. So I'm wondering what else could be done to reduce, take anti-inflammatories, that kind of thing, to reduce the activity in the joints. Seems to me that there should be some more remittive, what we call agents. Talk to your rheumatologist about remittive agents. There you go. Oh, look at this. Somebody from India. Want to get into that? 20 years of age, big fan of YMH. Especially episodes that give me quite an insight, helps me move further in my life. I love the way you explain things to everyone, Dr. Drew, lightly. I'm having troubles in my life. I'm single. I've never been in a relationship, 28 years old. Finally got my first job in a logistics company in New Delhi. I thought my time has come now. Life will start changing. I was earning $3 an hour. That's like $30,000 in India. $3 an hour. Think about that in the simulation. And I was fired because of my slow learning curve. Really want to get my shit together. I really want to change my life. I feel pain and cannot take it anymore. Do not drink, do not smoke. Maybe you should. Cannot talk to my parents about it. They just don't get it. They're too old school. Oh boy. So in this country, he doesn't say his name, need help in India, we would do therapy in this kind of situation. And we would help you develop relationships. We'd help you sort of regulate your emotions in the setting with a therapist and develop that connection with the therapist, and then take that relationship out into the world. It sounds like you're very alone and you have difficulty sort of navigating relationships. So therapy would be the way to do that. If you can't do that or don't have access to that, the next best thing is to really make very concerted effort to cultivate relationships. Lots of support from people in your world around you. Don't isolate. You're 28 years old. Move away from the parents. Get out into the world. Do you have lots of friends?
I love friends. Friends have saved me so many times in
Right.
so many places.
That's right.
Friends are everything.
That's right. Next voice message.
Hey, Dr. Drew. Long-time listener, big-time fan.
Yeah.
Sometimes, after sex, my boyfriend giggles. Is that normal? Also, sometimes after sex, I bleed. I don't think it's normal, but I went to a gynecologist and they said everything was okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Love you.
Thank you. So let's get with the bleeding. The fact you saw the gynecologist, right thing to do. The bleeding can be indicative of lots of things: thickening the uterine lining, cervical and endocervical polyps, other kinds of, even things like ovarian cysts and stuff can cause some instability of the lining of the uterus. I am betting that you're on some sort of hormonal contraceptive like the pill, and that is associated with a little bit of bleeding once in a while. So you did the right thing. You saw the gynecologist. Now, when she says, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. As far as the giggling, your boyfriend, you ever giggle after sex?
After sex?
That's what she said.
I thought she said during.
During?
Did she say after?
What'd you guys hear?
After.
After.
You were out. You were dissociating during this. So
must have been.
Women giggle after sex commonly. Men not common. Though I will have occasionally heard about guys that laugh uncontrollably. Occasionally. Yeah, I know. Not the coolest thing.
After?
After. Yeah.
Wow.
Not your thing. Next voice message.
No.
See, you learn more about people from answering questions. That's how we found out about what's her name and her 50 orgasms. What is her name? See, I can't think of Kelly.
Kelsey Cook.
Kelsey. There you go, Kelsey. Next message.
Hey, Dr. Drew, this is Anthony from Youngstown, Ohio. I've had lifelong anxiety issues with associated gastrointestinal side effects that's pretty well managed currently with medication and therapy. But I recently went through a rough stretch that caused me to make brown more frequently than I'm used to. And as a result, I now have a fissure or rectal tear or whatever in my ass.
Awful.
And I was wondering if you had any tips as to how to get that to go away, because it's been a few weeks now and it really hurts when I make brown.
Yeah, I bet.
Thanks in advance for the advice. Piss on me, beat me. Bye.
Well, we don't know unless a doctor told you it's a fissure. You don't know it's a fissure until you get that. You can get cracks inside of your mouth. You know what that's like? Your anus can do something similar.
I've had that.
And it's in your anus?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Tell me more.
When I was a kid. Well, again, because it used to, like I said, it did used to hurt. It was a struggle when I was a kid, and I did used to hold it in. But as I grow older,
your body accommodated.
And
in his case, he has what's called functional bowel disease, where he gets irritable bowel associated with anxiety, and he had some frequent stools, and it caused a fissure. Maybe a hemorrhoid. It may not be a fissure. You can try some, and you've had that too. You've had hemorrhoids?
No, I was gonna, from my friend actually, not a real friend. He was gonna ask if it was bad that a hemorrhoid pops.
Yeah, those are because they can bleed uncontrollably sometimes when they pop. They hemorrhage, and so he might want to get those controlled. As you get older, those can be really problematic. Damn. Definitely, he doesn't want to be like you. If you had hemorrhoids and your habit pattern, that would not be good. That would not be good.
He's not me, luckily, this time.
Again, the Anusol, cortisone, that's all very helpful, but a doctor needs to manage a fissure. And first, you need to make sure it's properly diagnosed. Next message.
Hey, Dr. Drew. It's Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
I grew up in a religious house and never really learned about sex, and so always thought that anal was the only type of sex. And so now when my wife and I have anal sex, I pretty much last like 10 seconds. And other times I can perform just fine. Is there something psychologically wrong with me or something messed up because I never figured it out from the beginning of what it's supposed to be, or is there a way that I can fix this, or I'm just not sure what's going on? Appreciate your help, and would love to know if there's something messed up in my head, and if there's a way to
All right. Your head's fine. What do you say to him?
Don't do anal then.
Or do it the way you've been doing it. I'm sure your wife is fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She doesn't need anal to go for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not not everybody is Enny. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can control that part of their body like a ninja. And the fact that he's into it, he ejaculates quickly, great. Save it for special occasions.
Right.
Don't change anything. You're fine.
Right.
One more.
Good morning, Julia. My name's Austin. I'm from Indiana. And growing up, I was a very antisocial kid and kind of developed this weird two sides of my mind kind of thing. I don't think I'm crazy at all, but a lot of my decision making goes through like my physical self and not a voice in my head, but like I guess my consciousness. But a lot of the time they disagree with each other and stuff like that. And I really just want to know if that is something that is normal. Basically, all of my decision making in general runs through this weird console in my brain. So just let me know if I need to sedate myself or something.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's funny. I do the same thing.
But
if it makes you feel any better.
But you have describe it then. What
like it feels like my brain has like a conference for every time that I need to do something, and a lot of times I use the pronoun we when I say like, I don't know, we should get our car washed or whatever, but it'll be like a we, because I have like different me's making.
So you don't feel like you're fully integrated as one person. There's different parts of you. Well, generally you want to go for integration. That's sort of what health is about. So, but a lot of people aren't. But what worrying about him is he opened by talking about being antisocial, and so I'm guessing that part of him that talks to him is not saying good things.
Right.
Do you have that part where it's sort of a part of you is like trying to get you to do stuff that?
No, I don't think so. All the voices in my head are nice.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Generally, here's for this guy. My note is live a certain kind of life, right? It's all we all want to do. If you had an antisocial component or oppositional defiance, you don't want to cave into that and be an adult that's involved in oppositional defiance. That is not going to be a great life. It's not going to be who you want to be. And you can, habits takes about a year to develop a habit. And as we say, a wiring that fires together, cells that fire together, wire together. So if you do things repeatedly, even though it may not be inherent in your personality, it becomes who you are. It becomes a habit. And try to think in terms of how, I'm not saying something as simple as be a good person. I would say something broader, like live a certain kind of life. That when who do you want to be in the world?
Absolutely.
And just keep doing that, and eventually these other voices will sort of calm down. And if not, maybe then he does need to be sedated. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm kidding, but you may want to talk to somebody in that case. Enny, it has been a privilege. This is really fun.
This was
really
awesome.
good. I'm glad I helped you
me.
with your sleeplessness.
You did.
Again, room for improvement, right?
Right.
I'm not worried about you.
Right.
But room for improvement. We're talking about optimum health and optimum well-being, that kind of stuff.
But no one's optimal.
You can always, that's not true. People are optimal, and you can be better, and I'm not worried about you though. So I just think so I'll probably be bugging you about stuff, as we go forward. I'm saying, do you take care of this? Do you take care of that? How's it going? That kind of thing.
Well, good. Just because the only doctor I've talked to in 15 years. So.
Yeah. So you get that HPV vaccine. I'm going to be thinking about stuff like that.
Oh, right.
So.
I got to remember that. I'll write it down actually.
Yeah. Good times. Good messages. Good voice messages. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you all supporting the show. Don't forget to go to drdrew.com. Check out our family of pods there. We have a new thing we're doing, trying to do like every week, where I do sort of a multicast on many platforms, and I just do Q&A just like this for an hour or two. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't, but it goes out on Facebook and Twitch and all the various platforms, and so you can find us there. It's usually on a Saturday or a Sunday, so keep an eye out for that. And again, we appreciate you being here, and we got some very exciting stuff coming up about Robert Paul Champagne. Very exciting.
Ooh.
This you do not want to miss. This is,
oh boy.
I feel triumphant.
I don't even know.
I have contributed to the Your Mom's House culture, history. Stay tuned for that.
I'm excited.
We'll see you all next time. All conversations and information exchanged during participation of the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the DrDrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.